Welcome back to another weekly check-in. Today is the start of week 8, I believe. I believe that's correct. I keep losing track of my days. But today is Sunday, November the 26th, I believe. This was the week of Thanksgiving. And so in honor of Thanksgiving week, I just want to tell you guys how thankful I am for you all coming and supporting my journey. I could not thank God more for the many blessings that He has given my daughter and I this year, and so blessed with amazing friends, amazing family, and I couldn't be more grateful for it. And so thank you so much to those of you who have joined me on this journey, this 14-week Operation Birthday Bod. And so as we go into another week, I'm excited how things are going to go. So again, thank you so much for joining in on another weekly update, and we'll get right into how everything went this week. Being the week of Thanksgiving, it was not a normal week for me. It was not a normal routine, but I made the best of it, and I am so proud of myself. Just to go right into it, I know the beginning of the week, I had a fairly low weigh-in. I want to say it was like 155.8 or something like that, and I was so beyond excited for that number because I have been working so hard, and so that's kind of like a good maintain weight for me. Usually when I get to the healthiest point, to my healthier points, it's usually 155 or lower. So I have been feeling extraordinary this week and really just seeing some good changes. So knowing that this was the week of Thanksgiving, I knew for sure that my weight was going to fluctuate, and I had already mentally prepared myself to be okay with what was going to happen. So Monday, to start off the week, we had a potluck at work. I did not bring any potluck food to contribute. I did bring my own lunch, and I didn't eat hardly any of what they did actually provide. I did have some turkey, I did have a piece of ham, and I did have half of a cookie that someone had made, actually. It was like a pumpkin gingerbread something. It was really good. I had half of it, gave the other half to my other coworker and made her eat it. And so I did eat my normal lunch, my normal meal. Everything there was, so that basically staying on track with the rest of my foods. I got a good workout in on Monday. It was arm day. I did it very fast because we had a family outing that evening at our local park here in town. They do what's called the Whistle Stop Light Festival, and it's where they just go and light up the lights in the park. They do like a countdown. There's a little Christmas carol, and different booths are set up, and I'll put some pictures in here for you guys to see. It was a lot of fun. My sister, brother-in-law, her 2 kids, me, Rayleigh, my dad, his girlfriend, and my littlest brother, who's 12. We all went out and enjoyed the fun, the festivities, and watched the lights come on in the park. And we'd never been out there before, so I thought that was a lot of fun to be able to go and let the kids participate. Tuesday was a typical workout day, typical food day. I did a leg workout. Wednesday was the beginning of the off-plan, off-routine kind of day. I took a half day at work and came home. My brother and sister-in-law and my nephew drove into town from Oklahoma to get us prepared for the Thanksgiving festivities. I was planning on doing a workout, did not actually get to do one. So instead, my sister-in-law and I actually got into the kitchen and started working on some of our dishes. So I was in charge of cooking all of the side dishes for our Thanksgiving family meal, which was okay. I'm not a cooker, I'm not a baker, I don't do any of this stuff. So I was quite impressed and proud of myself for being able to pull that off and get everything together. So I actually made a dessert dish the night before. It was pumpkin cheesecake bars. And because I'm a little OCD, I decided to put the entire recipe into my Fitness Pal and create the create the nutritional facts for the recipe itself, because I knew that I was going to want a piece of that because I made it and I wanted a piece. That was basically going to be the only dish of dessert that I was going to have, but I wanted to make sure that I was able to be cautious in how much I was eating, knowing what the numbers were going to look like. And so I was in my kitchen putting in all the numbers of all the ingredients, and I was sitting and practically having a heart attack every single time I put a new number in, because the calories and the macros on that dish alone were unbelievable. And so I was practically on the floor having a heart attack the whole time. I was like, oh my God, I'm not gonna be able to eat any of this, but I did. It's okay. So I made the dessert. My sister-in-law made a Chex Mix dish. It was really yummy. And then Wednesday, we just basically hung out at the house, visited with the family. I made, they had their dinner, I had mine. And then by Thursday morning, we got up fairly, not early, but we got up at a decent time. My sister-in-law made breakfast for the kids. I made my breakfast. I made a very light breakfast. I actually just made eggs because I knew I was gonna have a lot of other food later in the day. So I had my eggs, had my coffee, and we got to cooking. So her and I got in there, started cooking at 8:30, and we were finished within an hour and a half. I was so surprised and so shocked at how well we were able to get everything completed and done. We finished within an hour and a half, which left us plenty of time to get ourselves ready, showered, dressed, and get out to my grandmother's house by 1 o'clock to start the meal. And I've never done this before. I've never done a Thanksgiving meal before, so it flowed so great. It was wonderful. So a great experience for me, to say the least. Anyway, we got out to my grandmother's house by 1 o'clock, and we started getting everything together, getting all the dishes lined up to get ready to eat. As far as what I ate, I know you guys are so interested in what I ate for Thanksgiving, because I've been talking about this for weeks now, of how I was going to manage a Thanksgiving meal. However, I did so well. I was so proud of myself. To be honest with you, I was very proud in how I handled everything, because I knew I've been very stressed out mentally, not necessarily stressed out. I've just been kind of worried about how this day was going to go, because I wasn't sure if I was just going to cave and want to eat everything. But I didn't. I did significantly well. I got just a serving size spoon, and I had 1 scoop of each dish. I was so hungry, famished, and so we were able to eat at 2 o'clock, and I just scarfed all the food down in what seemed like a matter of seconds. When I was finished, I was like, that's it? That's all I get? I'm like, I'm not even full. I'm not like stuffed. Thanksgiving, you're like, I have to be sufficiently stuffed to be satisfied. But no, I felt great. I felt amazing. I was satiated. I didn't feel overly full, and it was a really good feeling. It truly was a really good feeling, not having that overly, oh, I'm sick at my stomach, I'm so full, I shouldn't have ate, all that kind of feeling. It was a good feeling. So I gave it a little bit of time, and I was like, I have to go try some of my pumpkin cheesecake bars. And I did in fact have a square serving of it, and it was to die for. It was probably the best thing I think I've ever tasted that I've personally made, because like I said, I am not a cook. I do well enough just to get my meal preps out of the way for the week. I don't cook, I don't bake, I don't do any of that. So this was definitely a surprise that it was such a hit with everyone. Even my sister loved it, and we call her the Betty Crocker of the family, and she approved. So that makes me feel really good about it. And so the rest of the evening went on. Towards the end of the evening, you start feeling like you might want to start munching again and eat some more food. So I did actually go over there and have a little bit more turkey and ham, and then 1 or 2 more bites out of the dressing. And so by that point, I was like, I feel good. I feel satisfied. I didn't actually even eat any of the other desserts that were on the table. I had my one little dessert, and I was good. I was just so proud of how well I truly did, because any other time I know that it would have been a huge battle and a huge struggle for me to complete the day without indulging in so much more food. So I am very proud of myself for that. And so moving on, by Friday, I did go ahead and weigh myself, and my weight was up by 2 pounds, but I was like, that's okay. That it could be a lot worse. I am so okay with this number. I did my back workout on Friday. I made it to the gym. I got my workout done. And then Friday evening, we had my nephew's second birthday party there. And they had hot dogs and hamburgers, but I had my food already planned out and prepared. I was determined to get back on track as best as I possibly could. And then my grandmother shows up with homemade, from scratch, let me just tell you, from scratch, banana pudding. And it was still warm. And when I mean from scratch, it's because she cooked the pudding, okay? From scratch, still warm with crunchy cookies in it. Oh my gosh, I was like, I've got to have some. So I did. I had a small little serving of it, and my brother and my dad were in there slapping my hand. Get out of the banana pudding, get out of the banana pudding. I was like, hey, it's Thanksgiving week. I can do what I want, thank you. No, I'm just kidding. But they really did. I probably would have had a little bit more than I should have had they not been in there, like, you know, slapping my hand away. So that was so yummy. So finishing Friday off, I felt great. I started, you know, I didn't have any side effects to eating anything off. I feel like it really truly ended up being more of a refuel because I did everything in moderation. And so yesterday, since today's Sunday, I did get to the gym. I did do a glute workout. I am fairly sore today, which is a good thing. I love it when I know I got a good workout in whenever I'm sore. Staying on track all of yesterday, staying on track today. I'm doing superb. My weigh-in this morning, I was at 156 I want to say 0.4, 0.6 or something like that. So really, I am almost back to last Monday's weigh-in when I was at 150, last Sunday's weigh-in, whatever it was, 155.8. I really am, at this point, if you technically look at it, I gained less than a pound by the end of the week for the week of Thanksgiving. So I did so well that I'm just beyond proud of myself. And so I know that, you know, I've basically come to a point this week where I've really learned that the more changes you see in your physical on the outward, the more confident you begin to feel on your outward, the more it's going to reflect on the inside, and the more it's going to start showing. Your attitude reflects it, your mood reflects it, and your mental clarity reflects it, and it begins to change something in you. I learned this week it's more of a mental struggle when you go to a meal like Thanksgiving and you've got all this food and you've got all these treats and things that you know that are just going to trip you up. It's more of a mental battle than it is a physical. You know that if I eat something that I shouldn't, it's going to make me feel gross on the inside. 20-30 minutes later, there's no satisfaction in it in the now. It really begins to change and develop your train of thought and the way you think about your health and your food and what you're putting into your body, because you are gaining confidence. Honestly, it motivates me to be better, to do better. I feel like I have better accountability this way. And not to mention that, who knows, I might inspire somebody else to start making positive changes in their life as well. And that's really and truly and honestly my heart's cry, is to just be able to motivate some of you to start making those positive changes in your life. That's just kind of where I'm at with this right now. I'm pretty proud of the progress that I've made, and I took my 8-week progress pictures this morning, so I will post these at the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting me. It is a huge blessing, and I thank you all from the bottom of my heart. And I can't wait for next week's check-in. It's going to be a great week this week. Stay positive, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a great day. Bye.